Hi everyone, welcome to RPA Explorers channel.
In the previous video, we have seen how to create queues and explored all the different options while creating it. And also in one of the video, we have seen how to create your work items in queue using create JSON work item and string work item. In this video, we are going to concentrate on get work items method. So before which I am going to show my queue. In the previous videos, we were using the same queues. So currently we have 80 work items. Let's drag and drop these work items. See what is this get work item. So it returns the count and the details of the work item which is created in the queue. So we have an option to filter with different criteria. It's like we can filter with the name, type, stage and SLA. So based on that you can get your items from the queue. So it basically gives the count based on the criteria we give. And also it has different configurations feed like input parameter and output parameter, which is name, which we discussed in the last video. And two additional property we have for this get work items are offset and out record. So, and by default you have only two parameters. This is limit and the next which is called total count. So let's just run this and see the output. I'm going to preview my data. The total items in the queue is 80 and it has given the same as 80. Okay, into 50, 80. So irrespective of the number you give in the limit, it can give us the total count. So let's also try to give something called 100. So it is still 80. So now I'm going to give something more than 100. For example, I'll give 105 something. So I'll just run it again. So now we have an error. So let's look at the error. It says that limit should be defined within the range of 1 to 100. Always make sure that you limit ranges from 1 to 100. So let me change to 99. So we don't have any issue and nicely it has printed the output. And if you notice that currently in the queue we have only 80 items. So what if you have more than 100 items? For which I'm going to use the same create string work item which we used in the last video. So let's run the process and make the number of work items more than 100. So I'm just going to run this. So currently the count is 92. One more time to increase the count. We have 104 which is more than 100. So let's try to run the process with the same limit. Let's see. Run from here. Preview. So I got 104. Count which we are printing is not depending on the limit. So the limit which is used only when we are using the offset property. We have noticed that we have something called offset property, right? So this offset property is retrieved based on the limit we give. So let's explore the different properties here. So let me enable this. So we can see all the parameter or the filter which we see in there. So first is name and also you have some filters. For example, you can filter with starts with or it contains or it equals. So it varies based on the requirement. And secondly you have time. So first let's get start with this name and I'm going to enable this and click on OK. So as soon as you click on OK, you can see the parameters being added here. So currently the first parameter which is name. So I'm going to get the number of count which has the name as 10. So let's also filter and check the count here which contains 10. Let's apply. So currently you have 6 items with the name 10. Let's run the process and see. And I'm going to double click on this. Provide the name in string format. So let's run. So the process is now completed. Let's preview the data. And if you see, it has printed the value as same in the queue. So in this way you can make use of the name property. And the second one which is type, and here you can see it over here to the previous column. You can also just do like drag and drop this. Let's do some different filtering, before which I'm just removing the filter for name. Now let's go ahead and filter with financial analyst. So let's copy this and just add it over here. Okay, we have 0 which is expected. So let's go back here and let's filter with financial analyst. And also we have an additional filter which is on the name. But if you remove the filter, you can see that we have the name as 8 for financial analyst. So let me make it to 8 and let's now. So this is completed. Ideally we should have 6, which is the expected out. And this is how you can make use of combination of any two filters. So let's go with this status, which is also same as we did for name, type and status. Even for status it is same. So you have to click on OK, and wherein you have to provide your status and stage. Similarly, you can verify or validate the output in the queue. If you see for status, you don't have any filter. So let's go back to the queue and show you the status. So by default you have 4 different status for queue. So you just have to copy the name and then provide it on the status. So this is how the status column work. And the next which we have is priority. So you can see that we have priority over here, which can be changed while you are creating your work item. So let's enable everything and see the output. And also I'm going to enable the outfield, which is out record. Let's click on OK. So now we have all the fields, and also I'm going to click on port properties, go to static. So currently my priority is high for all work item. When you are creating a work item, as I mentioned, you have an option to change your priority, in which you can change the priority and make sure you're filtering with the priority you want in the get work item. So this is same for JSON, where you have the priority. The next parameter, which is date, you have to provide the date type of the work item. If we provide input to the date type, we should also provide a value to from and to date. I will give some random date. Let's run this. So we have an error. So it says that value should be like created date, started date or completed date. So I think the value which we give in the from and to date should be the created date, started date or the completed date, and we have to provide that specific type here. So let's give it as created date. Okay, so this is completed without any issue. Let's also try the other dates, which is started date. Whatever type you want to filter the from and to date, whether you want to filter the from and to with the start date, completed date or the created date, that specific type you have to give it in the date type. As we are concentrating on created date, let's pick the created one. So for the from we'll change it to 16th, and for the date we'll change it to 70. For the 2 we'll 17. Okay, so for 16th we have 21 item, and for 17th we have 78 item, but when we filter it we haven't given the timestamp. We just provided only the date and all the item from 16th to 17th. So whichever item got processed after 17th, I didn't consider them. If you want to get the specific timestamp, make sure you also follow the timestamp as the hours, minutes and seconds as well. Next parameter, which is offset, and the offset parameter is depends on the limit. So in the documentation they says that number of work items that will be retrieved after the set limit. Let's run to understand this better. The total count, which is 99, but in the queue we have more than 100 records. As the maximum limit of the get work item is 100, it is giving us a maximum value, which is 99, but it's the limit of the get work item. First we have the record, which is 2, the next record, which is 3, and the third record, which is 4. Clearly see that the limit says that you have to get only 3 items from the queue after the offset value. So it ignores the first item, and then it picks the number of items from the queue which says in the limit. So now let's change it to 4 and we'll run this again. Now the offset value is 2 and the limit is 4. We'll check the data. The count will be still 99, and now we should have 4 records. So first record, which is 2, this is second record, the 4, which is the third record, and the limit is nothing but the total number of items it gets from the queue, and the offset is the starting record. So offset to be from and 2 to be your limit. It's like you get the work item from the offset to your limit. Also we'll filter with name and then we'll check the record. So I'm going to 12, which is the name of the work queue item. And currently we have 9 items with the name 12. Let's just sort it. So this is completed. Now let's look at the total count, which is 11. Okay, let me check if we have other filters. I think I have created. Okay, let me remove the filter and we'll see. So we have total 11 items in the name 12. We get 11. In case you have more than 100 record with the same name you filter, you will be getting only the 99 record. So look at the output record. According to the input parameter, it should give us the first 4 value. So let's see the value now. Getting output in the order of first in, first out. So we have all the 4 records in the order we created. This is how you can make use of this offset parameter, and also we have seen about the total count and the output record as well. So I hope you all got an understanding about this get work items method in queue. In coming videos we'll be seeing pick, release and update work item. Subscribe to my channel as well, and thanks for watching this video.